Product review. We're going to go over the ValleyRunner tune for the 2016 to 2021 Tacomas. I have it installed on my 21 Tacoma V6 access cab truck, 6-speed automatic transmission. It's got slightly bigger tires. Besides that, basically all stock. Nothing that would affect performance. So, why do people tune? We are recording. So, seatbelt first. A nice WRX STI. Anyways, the main thing that this tune changes is your throttle tip-in point, so how aggressive it is taking off. Shift points, which is a massive part of why these trucks suck on the stock tune. I mean, they're drivable and you can have a little bit of fun, but man, on the highway does it hunt hard. The shift points, the red line changes. I believe it goes 500 RPM up to about 7,100. Let's actually go right here. Colorado, what's he doing? What's she doing? That thing's got an exhaust. And yeah, so I'm gonna start off in the city here and then head out to the highway. As you can tell, the truck's already shifting smoother on these tunes. It lets it rev out a little bit more. On a stock tune, you do this, cruise along like this, it'll shift at about 1,500 RPM. As you can tell there, it shifts at about 2,100. Yeah, let's go right. And on this stock tune, I've actually found that it can downshift really hard sometimes. And it's not exactly the most pleasurable thing on earth. But yeah, here, we're gonna pull out and give it a little bit of gas, nothing crazy, no like pulls or anything. And you can tell already, the truck's a lot quicker. The torque curve has, it's a lot more power down low. So instead of like this, all the power being up high, they've done something. I'm not exactly well versed in tuning, but I do know my truck drives a lot better and it has a lot more power down low. Sorry about all the rattling, I am on the world's bumpiest road. As you can tell, no more hunting. It revs out to 2,100 when you need to get up a hill like that and stays there until you're up the hill. On the stock tune, it would have downshifted to 3,500, then upshifted to 15 because it would have skipped a gear, and then it would have the mini freak out, and then you'd be in the gear you need. Here, it just selects the gear you need, goes up the hill. Again, apparently I've chosen the world's bumpiest road to drive down. So we're doing about 50 kilometers an hour, which for you Americans is 37-ish. Just cruising along, light, I'm barely on the throttle, and I like this about this tune that it holds it in a lower RPM. It's not like a race truck. It's not gonna stay at 2,500 RPM as you cruise down the road. It's gonna hold it just at this nice 1,500 RPM mark, where if you need to pass someone, it'll downshift and you go. There you go. Quick downshift and you've jumped up in speed. Stock tune, it would have been red line, upshift again, downshift, upshift. Does that kind of dumb stuff on a stock tune. Come to, oh, that road's closed. Okay, we're gonna go right here. Don't know why I'm checking that way, there's no road there. But as you can tell, city driving like this tune's awesome. I love it. That's probably the biggest quality of life thing I've done for my truck. I'm gonna shut up for a bit so I can let you hear how it sounds and you can hear where it shifts and how it shifts. And for power reference, I'm at about 500 to 1,000 feet above sea level, depending where I go. So something like that. Up that hill, the stock truck would have tried to stay in a higher gear and it would have bogged itself, and then it would have downshifted to too low of a gear, and then you'd have shot up the hill. This It stays in the right gear almost all the time. It's incredibly impressive how much better it is, actually. I've got about 3,000 kilometers on the tune, so it's learned my driving habits. I find that about after 1,000 kilometers, which is 500 miles, it knows your driving habits, and it's even better. Another thing, going down hills, it upshifts, lets you coast down them, but I don't know if they program this in or it's a stock feature. If you tap the brake, it actually does downshift and engine brakes a little bit. Only about 2,000 RPM, but it's enough to give you that little bit of slowdown if you're in the mountain areas. So, now that you've heard how it drives a little bit, it's a nice truck going by. ECT power, which is the typical sport mode / tow haul in stock Tacomas, is bumped up a little. It's a little bit more aggressive, and it lets the truck rev out. Right now you can notice it hangs out about 2,000 RPM, drives great. This button basically makes it drop a gear almost automatically, and the throttle becomes even sharper to respond. So next time I'm at a stop and I accelerate, I'll accelerate a little bit harder, and I'll let you see how much harder it does accelerate with ECT power on, not jumpier, but much more responsive it is. I drive around the non-ECT setting all the time because I find it's more than enough for city driving. Okay, we're gonna do a little bit of acceleration here. Nothing crazy, not breaking no laws. That's about not three-quarter, but a quarter throttle. That's how much more aggressive and jumpy it is. All the power's there, it hits down low and it hits fast. So it's quite fun with ECT power on. Then again, you turn it off like I just did. Back to cruising normally, quiet, mellow. Cruise control. Cruise control's a lot better with this too. No more hunting on the hills. Although you shouldn't really be using cruise on the hills. You do sometimes. We all do. Let's admit it. We're all lazy. We like that radar cruise control on the 17 and above. But yeah, truck drives amazingly. I sound like I've been paid to say this. I promise. I have 100 subscribers. I'm not being paid to say this. I just really genuinely like the product. Anyways, I'm going to cut to some highway driving because that's another place the stock tune on the Tacoma really struggles. It likes to drop in and out of overdrive, and I think that this is, I've ran about 3 tunes, OV tune, regular and premium, and now this one, and this one's by far the best. So, no offense to the OV tune guys, they do great work, and they develop a tool that it uses, so yeah. But from here on, I'm just going to cut to the highway driving. So I've just pulled over here, and we're gonna do a little bit of a 0 to 60. Nothing scientific, just gonna put on ECT power. I'm gonna get off the dirt. Okay, maybe it'll be a 40 to 60. I'm gonna put my foot down. That's 60, that's 70, and I'm gonna lift off there. But as you can tell, the truck revs faster, higher, cleaner, just better in almost every way. It feels better, it feels healthier almost. So right now, I'm doing 110 kilometers an hour. For my American viewers, that is roughly 70 miles an hour. The average speed limit, I'd say. Sorry, I'm just moving the GoPro a little bit. Just on the highway in the right lane, cruising along. I'm holding it at 105, which is very easy. It's at 1600 RPM roughly. And truck's quiet, calm, easy to drive. There's no hunting. Like before, sometimes you get hit a gust of wind and it would immediately drop a good gear. Here, it's smooth, quiet, and easy to drive. I'm gonna go past this truck and I'm gonna just accelerate like you would to pass someone normally. Shoulder check. So I jumped my speed up about 6-7 miles an hour, or 10 kilometers an hour. I overtook him. The truck dropped from 6th, which is for the second overdrive, into 5th, the first overdrive. And with absolutely no problem, past the truck, no crazy drop to 3rd or whatever like you would get with the stock tune sometimes. And I'm not cruising in 0 wind either. There is tons of wind right now. You can actually see the truck is actually buffeting a little bit going down the highway. But still, no gear drops, nothing like that. I'm gonna shut up a little bit as we get into the hills so you can hear how it handles them, how it downshifts, whatever. Just remember I'm doing about 70 miles an hour. apologize for the rattling. No signal. Interesting decision there, but whatever. I'm driving into about a 30 to 40 kilometer an hour headwind as well, so just keep that in mind. I'm gonna jump my speed by about 10 miles an hour to pass this truck. So we went from 70 to 80 there. I'm gonna pass these two cars too, so you can see how it holds at a bit of a higher speed. And I'm going into a headwind once again. Okay, move over, get off the gas and drop down to 70 again. I'm being tailgated by this guy for some reason. Interesting decision. Not quite sure what he wants. Anyways, I'm gonna set cruise control now so you can see how it handles itself in a headwind on cruise control using the radar features and everything. Goodbye, rattle. We're still forward filming, right? Yeah, we're good. Well, you can see there's actually quite a big wind as we turn. It hits the side of the truck. I'm using the furthest distance on the radar guided cruise control for reference, for those of you that have it. We're gonna get off the highway at this exit, so I'm gonna turn off cruise control, maintain my speed manually. Signal, check. Start slowing down. You can watch how it downshifts. Pretty smooth, no real engine braking out of ECT mode, which is exactly what you want for a truck that you're just driving every day. And we'll get on some back highways here and you can see how it handles like that. Coming. Give you a little bit of acceleration here. This is ECT on. As you can see, it revs at 6,500. And we're at 60. That was full throttle. I'm gonna see if we can get into the hills here so you can see how it downshifts and handles in the hills. Anyways, this should be about 3/4 of the way for the video, so if you have any criticisms in something I could do better next time, I think the camera's a little off kilter, so I will try that to be better next time. I'm sorry about this being in the way. I'm a tall guy. It's in the way for me too, and I have my seat bottomed out. I'm 6'4". If I talk too much, if I talk too little, I know the audio won't be great, but that's just because I'm a broke uni student who's just using the built-in microphone on the GoPro. I'm gonna get a lot of weird looks here going through this town with a freaking GoPro on my head. Comment anything you think I can do better, something you want to see next, whatever it may be. Comment till your heart's content. I actually really enjoy reading feedback. Even if it's, oh, your video's shit, I hate it. I'm fine with that. It's good to know. Oh boy. Anyways, we're getting into some hills here. They're not crazy. I don't live in a mountainous area of Ontario. I live in northeastern Ontario, so we have hills, but we don't have mountains. And I feel like it's a good general geography. It has hills, it has flats, it has a little bit of everything. Speed up the speed limit here. And into the hills we go. I may as well talk a little while I do it. You guys can watch the tack if you want to see how it shifts. There's not much to hear. Again, it's a stock truck. But fuel economy's been really good. I've been averaging 13 liters per 100 kilometers, which, if you know much about these trucks, is actually pretty decent for being on 32s, which is the tires I have. Stock is 31s. They're not exactly fuel-efficient trucks by nature. They are brick powered by a naturally aspirated V6. They're not going to be anything crazy fuel-efficient. But 13.1 in 70% city driving, 70% city driving, 30% highway, that's pretty good, which is 19 miles per gallon for you American listeners. And on the highway, I see 21 to 22. In the city, I see 17 to 18, combined 19, 20. But I'm happy with it, especially with how it drives, and I have the regular throttle tip-in selected. When you buy the tune pack, they give you 4 tunes. They give you 87 regular tip-in, 87 light tip-in, premium, which is 91 to 99, heavy, or not heavy, sorry, regular, and 91 to 99 light. So that's good. They also, at checkout, give you an option for a AGM battery if you have one, which is an extra $5. It basically ups the voltage that your alternator charged till, I believe. I'm not too familiar with it, but it's nice to have that option. I don't have it. I run the stock battery. I don't have much electrical hooked up to my truck besides my compressor. So yeah, if you have one of those though, it's a good option to have. They also support a lot of tire sizes. They support stock all the way to 30, I want to say almost all the way to 40s if I'm not incorrect. You can see that on their website, which I'll link in the description down below. I'm going to link a bunch of stuff down below and it'll all be explained down there. It's actually one of the cheaper tunes out there, and I was shocked that it's this cheap and that good. The file itself is cheap. Obviously, if you want to get it flashed, like to your truck, and you don't already have an OV tune set up with the cable and everything, then you'll need to find a tuner in your area, which if you're on Tacoma World, super easy. So many guys will do it for you for 30, 40 bucks, or even if you meet one at a meet, they'll do it for a case of beer, whatever it may be, whatever the arrangement you have for that is. We're in some decent hills here. I think the elevation changer total is only 700 to 1,000 feet, depending on where you go. So, nothing crazy, but I don't live in the mountains, so can't help you if you're looking for like mountain footage. I don't think I have a single complaint about this tune, actually. I enjoy the more aggressive throttle tip-in because if you live in the city, you'll know those people who try to beat you off lights to cut you off or whatever, and it's nice being able to just plant your foot on the ground, melt the tires off in first, and pass them. It's very entertaining. It's very childish, but it's entertaining. But if you're just driving regularly, it's still tame like stock, but it takes away the gear hunting, so who doesn't love that? I'm gonna drive for maybe 2-3 more minutes here in the hills, and then I'll cut the driving footage and we'll go to the pricing and my overall thoughts at the end, which I'll do back at my place on my computer. And these last 2-3 minutes I'll do silently so you can hear the truck shifts. I'll try and find some side roads with much bigger hills. And I'm doing 40 to 50 miles an hour. Or 90 kilometers an hour to 80 if you're Canadian. Or European. Although you guys have Hiluxes, not Tacomas. Anyways, I'll shut up now. The leaf just hit my truck. That looks like a forest service road. Anyways, I'm gonna cut the driving footage here. I'll see you back when I get home to my computer, and we'll go over some of the pricing and my overall thoughts at the end. Okay, so this is their website. It is pretty easy. Home, tune, and then this is the one I have. ValleyRunner 2.0, automatic transmission. Year, select your year, 2021. Tire size, everything to 35s. That was a little bit wrong in the video. 35.5. Your differential gear, a 390. Do you have an AGM battery? Nope. The gear lock, and there's a description of it. 20 bucks. I didn't go with it. 45 US, and plus applicable taxes for your region. This is an incredibly good deal for what you get here. You'd need someone to flash it for you, or have a copy of OV Tune. But seriously, that's an amazing price for this. So for what you pay for, you get a lot. You get 4 files. And it's totally worth it in my opinion. But yeah, thanks for watching this quick little video. That's really about it. Hope you liked it. You know, YouTube stuff, like, subscribe, whatever. Comment down below if you want to see do any more of this stuff, or what you want to see, or just criticism, improvement. I need to improve. So yeah, see you guys later.